So you're thinking about moving right here to Houston, Texas, but you're wondering, is it safe? If you accidentally forget to lock your doors at night, what's gonna happen? Well, my name's Kyler Ferris. I've lived here almost all of my life. I'm a broker and I run a team and we sell all across Houston. So I've got some really key insights into what parts of town are safe, what parts of town aren't safe. And so when we look at the statistics on Houston, which we're gonna get into in a minute on crime, they're not good. Let me start by saying they're not good at all. But that doesn't mean that Houston isn't safe. In fact, my experience has been awesome. I've never run into any issues with crime. Most of our clients have never had issues at all. And so why is there such a big discrepancy between the high crime rates and people's actual experiences? And we're gonna dive into that in today's video because I know why the crime statistics say one thing and my experience says another. And so I'm gonna give you some insights into that in today's video. So let's get after it right now. All right, guys, now let's dive in. Let's talk about crime in Houston. Let's talk about whether or not Houston's safe. But before we do, if this is your first time to our channel and you wanna know everything there is to know about living in Houston, whether or not it's safe, where you should live, then subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, and we will keep you updated on everything going on right here in Houston. My name's Kyler Ferris and our team, we work with people every single day, just like you, watching our videos online, trying to see if Houston's the right fit for them. So if that is you, don't be shy, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll get back to you immediately and we'll help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Now, I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna hop into the computer. The first thing I want to clarify, so we have rules as realtors, as a licensed broker here in Texas, as to it's called steering. We don't want to steer clients in the wrong direction based off of the wrong reasons. And so when people ask us whether or not a neighborhood is safe, we have to make sure that we're talking about crime data and not our own internal biases. So I wanted to pull up really quick here in the state of Texas. Steering is the process of, it occurs when a real estate agent does not tell buyers about available properties that meet certain criteria or express views about communities with the purpose of directing buyers away from or towards certain neighborhoods due to their race and other protected characteristics. And so those protected characteristics are right here: race, color, religion, gender, disability, familial status, or national origin. So today's video, I'm not talking about any of those. We're talking just about crime in Houston. We're gonna pull up some articles about statistics on crime, and then I'm gonna walk you through my experience here, why they're different, so that you can see whether or not Houston's a good fit for you. And so whenever I was doing research on crime statistics here, which surprisingly I've never really needed to do in my experience, I was very surprised to see that Houston as a whole, the entire Metroplex, has pretty poor statistics. I mean, they're not good. Let's just start with that. And so the first thing I noticed was right here, it says that it's only safer than 3% of the US cities. That's not good. That's not what I expected to see. We've had some commenters on our channel that watch some of these YouTube videos about violent crimes, and he kept commenting saying 50% of them are in Houston, and I was like, well, maybe it's just skewed. Maybe it's not skewed. And so the crime statistics say only 3% of US cities are safer. They dive into all of the violent crime statistics because there's obviously a difference between violent crime and then just like stealing. And so it says the violent crime comparison per 1,000 residents in Houston is 12.82, whereas the national average is 4.5 in the Texas average. So that's not really that good. It says that my chances of becoming a victim of violent crime are 1 in 78 in Houston. So that's not good. We keep scrolling, and basically they walk through the different violent crime stats in Houston. So the rate per 1,000 people for murder, 0.17, rape, 0.5, robbery, 3.81, and assault, 8.34. And then whenever you compare that to US violent crimes, the statistics are just a lot higher than the national average. Hopping over here, cross-reference from another website says Houston's crime rate is 95% greater than the national average. Houston has 170% more violent crimes than the national average. You have a 1 in 20 chance of being a victim of crime in Houston. Houston is safer than only 3% of the cities in the United States. Now, why would I, as a realtor, want to share this information with you? Well, because it's true, first of all. And second of all, because it caught me off guard and it actually surprised me. And I want you to know my experience of living in Houston, my experience of helping hundreds of people buy and sell homes all across the Houston area. And so here is why I think the statistics don't add up with my experience. Houston is a very large place, and just like any city you're going to go to, there are going to be pockets, and those pockets are going to have significant value on the crime statistics. And so whenever we dove into it further, we started to dive into some of the bad neighborhoods in Houston and their crime statistics, and what ends up happening is they actually skew the entire Metroplex. And so I've primarily lived in the suburbs of Houston throughout my life experience here in the Houston area, and I primarily sell on the outskirts of Houston, except for the nicer neighborhoods in Houston. And so that is probably why my experience hasn't been an issue. For me, I can leave my doors unlocked at night, not that I choose to, but if I forget, I'm not sweating it. Pretty much the worst thing that's happened in our neighborhood is that somebody forgot to lock their car at night and somebody opened it and took something out of it. And so is that great? No. But is that not that bad compared to violent crime and statistics from other cities or wherever you're maybe moving from? Yeah, it's not that bad. And so my experience is that the suburbs, the areas that we sell in, the areas that we make videos on, for the most part, are going to be extremely safe. Now, obviously, I can't say that and say that there isn't crime that could happen. There's bad people in the world. We all know that. They move around, right? So it's hard to avoid them. But they do tend to clump up in certain areas of the city. And so just by using common sense, you can avoid the probability of ending up in these kind of high crime situations. You just know not to go to certain places at certain times of the day. And so when we have clients reaching out to us and they're scared about what areas of Houston to look in, at the end of the day, if we're making a video on that area, it's because we believe in it. I'm not making videos on the neighborhoods of the highest crime neighborhoods in the city because I don't want to be in those high crime areas. I don't want my agents to be showing homes in those high crime areas. So we focus our business in the areas that have the lower crime rates. And fortunately, that's most of Houston. And so I just don't want these statistics to skew you from making maybe the perfect move for you because they're scary, right? And they're scary news headlines. And so at the end of the day, whenever clients reach out to us, we're going to hear their needs and we're going to guide them. And we're not going to steer them based on any of these steering guidelines. We are going to answer their questions. We're going to tell them, hey, I've lived here my whole life. I haven't had issues. The statistics may say otherwise, but if you're in this part of town, you're pretty safe. Or on the flip side, we might say, hey, that's really not a great area. We might want to look somewhere else because of crime. And so I hope this helps you. I hope this kind of gives you a guide and maybe kind of pushes you off the fence if you were thinking about moving to Houston and you were too scared because of the safety issues. Just know it's a very big city and you can live here and have one experience, or you can live here and have a different experience, all depending on where you hang out and where you live. So if you have any questions, like we said, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you guys navigate your move right here to the Houston area. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.